Welcome to Kosovo here on this beautiful May Day. It's a bit dizzy and the situation is I'm here in front of the Kosovo Museum of History. This is where Ibrahim Rugova, the historic founder and historic president of the First Republic of Kosovo, declared in 91, and also of the independence movement of LDK, of the freedom movement. He was basically here. And this was the Pen Club, the Writers Association of Kosovo. That was his claim to fame. And it was the center of power, later turned into the parliament, the seat of the government. It's a historic site. And here, this was the restaurant. Tiffany is today still where they were all sitting and eating and making press conferences. And here around was the Serb militia, the secret service and the state apparatus of suppression during the apartheid times in the 90s, between the declaration of the First Republic and the Second Republic and ultimately independence. It's now 15 years. Actually, it's now 15 years already that Kosovo is independent. Some unfortunate countries have not recognized the historic in the freedom struggle, peaceful, and the success of the independence still today. I'm calling especially for Ukraine. That's my passion, of course, and for Romania, I was just there, and for Slovakia, I continue to campaign for all these countries to recognize Kosovo and to see the light, and also for Kosovo to be together with Austria and Bosnia and Ukraine in NATO. That's the only way for security of Kosovo, because Mr. Vučić, Serbia, has again threatened war repeatedly, and you see under which terrible pressure this nation has to live until it is safe in NATO. And of course we need a president like George Bush to make that happen if President Biden is not able to get the job done. So we need here, of course, Kosovo, Bosnia, Austria and Ukraine in NATO, the European Union as well. And I will explain you a bit of the history. For everything, you have to see my podcast. I made already a video about this museum. I want to also recommend to bring this museum to a new level, because you see it's Monday, it's not open. That's often in the Balkans for museums, but nevertheless it is something that really needs to change. And also this museum needs a major upgrade. The whole Kosovo museums need a major upgrade to tell the identity narrative of that nation to the world, document it, and also promote city tourism here in this wonderful city and this great Republic of Kosovo on the way to the European Union and NATO. The euro is already achieved here. This was a very wise decision in 2002, the introduction of the euro. That's why I recommend exactly that one as well for all the countries of the European transition to adopt the euro, same like Kosovo has done it 20 years ago, 21 years ago successfully. And what we need now is the same, very much the same for all countries, from Ukraine, Georgia, Moldova, and of course also for Albania, which has now currency crisis because of the increase of foreign direct investments and tourism revenues. And the lek, the Albanian currency, is increasing in value, and that's also very bad for the development of employment. The export economy is crushing. Everybody who is in the euro economy has then major losses because of the upgrade of the Albanian lek. Yeah? So this is a real issue which has to be addressed by Euroization of the Balkans and Ukraine. Here, this area, very nice. I'm now in the center of the town, and it's always impressive to show, and I really love it, this beautiful area. In the summer, it is then transforming in close to a luxury street with all the Ferraris, Porsches. You would be surprised how much wealth there is on display in the summer. People think, oh, it's money laundering and truck related things, and you know, this is such a Serb propaganda story. It's hard to refute, but the fact is I myself have contributed significantly to that situation, not by consuming drugs or something, but by the fact that taxes are at 10%, and that makes a major difference. Taste that, Austria. 10% taxation is of course making work pay, and Of course, the capital accumulation in the private households is much better when you have 10% than Austrian level of 55% or similar kind of confused levels of high taxation. So we need that, and we need it fast as well in Austria, and Austria can also learn from the fact that we have a clear will for NATO here in the Kosovo population, something Austria has to achieve as well, and it will. So here I'm the former headquarter of the OSCE, and this is basically in the past it was very strong level of international tutelage here, and that's not what is going to be the future. Kosovo institutions work, and they are now in the second, let's call it the third phase after direct reconstruction of the post-war country, then a chaotic transformation, of course also with elements of predatory crony capitalism, and now we have a European transformation happening and a kind of cleanup. We are now in what I would call the necessary cleanup phase, where the power has been transferred to a social democratic reform movement. I'm not a social democrat, don't get me wrong. I'm far from politically enthusiastic, but they have kept the flat tax and they have kept the in general open economy strong, but they have done the necessary cleanup, and that's a very important step for Kosovo after a period of everything goes and a certain disrespect for the rule of law in economic terms. Now here is the cleanup phase, and that's happening at the moment. So you will be surprised by the progress in the last 2 years and also in the coming years. And when you see the level of private sector investment here, once you release the power of the rule of law and give basically end this kind of extorting mechanisms which unfortunately were in place, you have considerable results in terms of investment, in terms of hotel investments, in terms of private sector investments into the manufacturing economy. Of course, Kosovo needs more in terms of investment into the energy sector, but also here major progress is here from both from the US and the EU supported in the energy transition. The integration is moving on fast, and the good sign of the first step of the Council of Europe application has been a very positive way forward. I'm just checking, is it raining now? You know, these are some of the new hotels. Not bad, really quite good. And you see that a lot of things are improving here. And I just have to check if I will be in the rain, because that is something I really want to avoid. And here's the government headquarters, and you will be really surprised. Many who watch this video, they have seen part of that city transforming, and it's ongoing transformation. I just should have taken my umbrella, I guess, but I will hide myself in the Swiss diamond in a second and tweet for peace. Very good. I really don't like to be in the rain. Let's see, it was not announced. I'm a bit unhappy on that one. But nevertheless, I will make it safely back to the best hotel here in town. And I'm looking forward to being here and to having an effective presentation of the beautiful progress of this amazing town on the way to the European Union and NATO. And please, Kosovo, if you are overtaking Austria on the NATO trail, please take us in, because some in Austria seem to have not understood the sign of the time. but I hope they will. So a last glimpse, and please support Kosovo towards the European Union and NATO membership. Bye.